He met this woman, but did not realize what she was hiding from him. He met her on an online dating app, and she lived far away from him. He traveled to meet her, fell in love, and wanted to marry her, but he had no idea what would happen to him afterwards. Tony was a charming man in his 40s whose dream was to find the right woman for him. He had started to lose hope because all his attempts had failed until something strange happened. He was on a dating site, and by chance this woman caught his attention. Her name was Lexi, and he felt that he fell for her from the first sight, but he had no idea if she would feel the same for him. Despite that, Tony was delighted when he found out that she had accepted his request and agreed to meet him. But then he faced a bigger problem that nearly ended the relationship completely, and Tony lived over 800 miles away from her in southern Florida. It seemed impossible because Lexi lived in a small town hundreds and hundreds of miles away from him at the time. But he made a decision that shocked her deeply when he told her about it. Tony decided to take a flight and went to visit her in her own town to get to know her. Lexi told him that she agrees, but she has a strange and a unique condition. This condition involved that he has to be prepared for the meeting because it might be stranger than he expects. This might have sounded weird, but he was eager to meet her, so he decided to go right now. That might have sounded weird, but he was so eager to meet her. Indeed, Tony went to meet her, not realizing the huge surprise awaited him. Their meeting started and everything was going well, to the extent that Tony felt something very deep for her, and he even felt that she would be his future wife. He felt incredible chemistry with her and true love from their first meeting. But they were about to face a very unique problem. Lexi told him that she had been married before and has kids. Tony was understanding of the situation since he too had his own kid. Tony had a 21-year-old daughter from a previous relationship, but the difference here that things about to get a little bit more complicated. Indeed, Lexi had 6 children, all boys of varying ages. Their ages ranged from 16 to her youngest child, who was 7 years old at the time. Things then become far more complicated for them both. Not only was the distance between them an issue, but now they had a bigger problem to fix. Lexi told him that she would understand if he wanted to end the relationship, but she was shocked by his response. For Lexi, it was unimaginable to abandon her children. And since Tony's house was hundreds of miles away, the relationship seemed impossible. But she was surprised by what Tony told her, which left her deeply touched. Tony had prepared a very special surprise for her kids without telling anyone at the time. Later, Tony invited Lexi and her 6 kids to his home in Florida. And when he proposed to her, he told the kids and the world about his surprise. That from now on, they became part of his family, and he decided to adopt them all. Indeed, he did not only adopted them, but he invited all of them to live with him. And now, 5 years after getting married, they have added a new surprise to their family. They had 2 beautiful daughters together and added them to their big family. Their family now consists of 6 boys and 3 girls. And this family has proven to the world that true love overcomes everything. No one thought that our relationship would succeed, but it did, despite everything.